Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to new video. So you guys saw my last video actually installing the VIS Racing V2 hood. Tonight we're actually going to ceramic coat it. Now, why am I ceramic coating it? Carbon fiber in general doesn't really come with a clear coat. Well, it doesn't. It comes with a gel coat, which is basically like a clear epoxy in a way. It protects it to a certain extent. It's nowhere near as durable or good as, real clear coat that goes on the paint. That's why you see over time carbon fiber parts, even very expensive, well-known carbon fiber parts. That's why you see them yellow, crack, fade, and they get really ugly looking. The reason for that is people just don't take care of them. Some people are forced to kind of leave their cars out in the elements, in the sun, especially in California or places with hotter environments. It's forced to kind of sit in the sun all day and, kind of speeds up the process. And that is also an indication that they're not necessarily taking care of, the actual carbon fiber. Like I said, it's just a gel coat. It's not clear. So there's two ways to remedy that, at least, prolong that from happening. The first option to do is the most expensive option, is to actually get it clear coated. So, bringing it to a shop, have them actually lay clear coat like they would paint. And it will last for years and years and look as good as the paint does, as long as you take care of it. Option two, which is a little bit more cheaper, obviously, and it's also a little bit more doable to, somebody like me in the garage that just wants to get something on the car to protect it, instead of, sending it away to a shop, getting it cleared and all that. So this is just a fix for me in the meantime, because if you guys didn't see my last video, eventually down the road, I do end up planning on painting the hood, leaving some of the carbon exposed. So that will get, obviously a layer of clear coat on the car when I get that done. But in the meantime, what I'm gonna do tonight is actually ceramic coat it. The entire car, the wheels, the windows, everything on the car is completely ceramic coated. I did a whole detailing series on the car when I did that. So if you're interested in seeing, the actual process and kind of in detail, be sure to go back and check that entire series that I did. I'll link it in the top right corner for you guys if you are interested. But tonight, we're gonna be doing the same exact process on the carbon hood. I'm not gonna necessarily go step by step and tell you, every single little detail, because I've already done that. What I'm going to basically do is kind of just talk you through it as I'm doing it. Nothing too in depth or anything, but I want to at least show you guys what you should do if you have a carbon fiber hood. Now, the ceramic coating that I use, that I'm a big fan of, is Gtechniq CSL, which is Crystal Serum Light, and EXO. So basically it's a three-step process. Like I said, the entire paint of the car has that exact same ceramic coating on it. One layer of CSL and 2 layers of EXO, so 3 layers. And I'm gonna be doing the same exact process on the hood. The first thing that you should really do before you put ceramic coat on is actually, correct the paint or correct the part that you're gonna put ceramic coat on. And the reason for that is because whatever you put ceramic coat on it, it's gonna stay like that. So if you have scratches, swirls, hazing, anything underneath the ceramic coat, it's gonna, stay there for a very long time. So it's always a good practice to actually correct the carbon or the paint or whatever before you put ceramic coat down. What I'm going to do, I actually did a inspection of the carbon of the gel coat and went around to see if there was any really imperfections, scratches, hazing, swirling. And to my surprise, it's in really good shape. There's a couple little scuffs over here, not necessarily scratches, just kind of hazing on top that I'm gonna get out really quickly. But otherwise, the entire hood, I took a light to the entire thing, and it's in, like I said, it's in really good shape, which I'm kind of shocked by. Usually this stuff comes, all marred up and scratched and everything just from sitting in warehouses and people handling it and everything. Something tells me my hood was recently made and then shipped out right away. So it wasn't sitting around for a long time, which is a good thing. I'm going around, it's kind of hard to see on carbon with the lights and everything. There's just so many reflections and things going on, but I'll get a light up to it. You can kind of see, let's see. You might be able to see like right around here. There's a few little scratches kind of right here and there. Sorry, my finger's kind of in the way, but just kind of follow the light. You can see some swirling, nothing dramatic or really crazy, but you can see one right there as well. So it's nothing too insane or, nothing that I wouldn't be able to handle. The paint on the car was actually not way worse, but it was a lot more swirling and scratching. So I'm fairly confident after, a couple passes, this is gonna look perfect. So what I'm gonna use is just a yellow pad with Sonax Perfect Finish. It's basically what I did on the entire car, and then got it out really quickly. I didn't have to do too many passes, so I'm gonna be doing the same exact thing. All right, so the correction stage is over. I was able to get everything out very simply. I actually moved over to the Jescar polishing compound or correcting compound right here. It was getting it out a little bit quicker than the perfect finish. So I decided just to move over to that. Kind of like a half step. I didn't change pads. I used the same yellow pad and just changed over to product. And that was just, you know, working much better. So I got those little scratches on this part completely out. Everywhere else on the hood was absolutely perfect. There was no scratches or anything. That was the only area. But I was, you know, I did the whole entire hood. This hood is very intricate. There's a lot of different angles and, you know, a lot of different tighter spots. So I was only able to do so much, but since it was in such good shape, I wasn't really concerned about getting every square inch. So now that everything is corrected, ready to go, I used some Geon Prep, as you just saw in the last clip. I was wiping it down. So basically what Geon Prep is like an IPA. And what that does is it takes all the oils from the polish off and it gets it ready and prepped for the next step, which is the ceramic coat. So what we're going to be doing next is actually CSL. So we're going to be doing one layer of that, and then you got to wait 2 hours for it to cure. And then after that, a layer of EXO, 2 hours, another layer of EXO, and we'll be done. So it's actually pretty late at night. So what I'm going to be doing is just the CSL layer. I'm going to let that cure overnight, give it plenty of time. And then I'm going to wake up in the morning, start my first layer of EXO, wipe it off, and then I'll do then the second layer of EXO later on in the day, and then we'll be set. This week coming up is supposed to be in the 60s, in the mid to upper 60s, so it's going to be really, really nice. So I want to drive this car all next week. So that's why I'm kind of doing this over the weekend, trying to get this knocked out so it's ready for, I can kind of take it out because I haven't taken the car out yet with the new hood. So I want to get it ceramic coated and ready to go before I'm actually take it out. With ceramic coating, you want to wait 24 to 48 hours before you take it out and it gets wet. So if you have some inclement weather on the way, it's best to leave the car in the garage and let it cure for at least 24 hours. I usually like to wait 48 just to let it completely cure. And there's no question that it's not, you know, not cured or anything. So I usually wait 2 full days before I take it out, or at least before I know it's going to get wet. I do want to wash the car, but I'm not going to do it because, you know, ceramic coating, I want to make sure it sets up correctly and I don't have any issues down the line. So what I'm actually going to do next is actually get ready for the layer of CSL. Very simple process. You've seen it in my previous videos. Basically just wipe it on and wipe it right off. And then we're going to let it cure for 2 hours. So let's go ahead and get this started. CSL application is complete, came out beautiful. I mean, the EXO is really what kind of brings out the depth in any paint or carbon or anything like that, but it's still looking amazing right now. It's really going to come out beautiful. I mean, even right now, it looks fantastic under the lights in the garage. So what I'm going to do, again, I have to wait 2 hours for it to fully cure. So like I said, I'm going to let it cure overnight, and then I'm going to come back in the morning, throw a layer of EXO, and then we'll do another layer of EXO later on in the day after the, you know, full 2 hours. I'll probably wait longer. I'm gonna wrap up things for myself tonight, and then I'll catch back up with you tomorrow morning when I'm doing the first layer of EXO. All right, so we're picking back up the next day. So finish the CSL application as I stated in the last clip. And it has full time, basically a full day to completely cure. The next step that we're going to be doing in our ceramic coating is called EXO, EXO V4. It's part of the 2-step process that Gtechniq uses with their ceramic coatings. Use CSL first, and then you jump over to EXO V4. CSL is not layerable, so you only do 1 coat of that, and then you kind of move on to the next thing. Same exact process, same method as I did with the CSL, simply just going to wipe it on, wipe it off. I really prefer putting EXO on. It just, I don't know, something about it, it feels like butter, comes off like butter. It's a really satisfying process, so I enjoy doing that one. So let's go ahead, let's set the camera up. I'm just gonna knock out the first layer of EXO. I'm gonna wait the full 2 hours and do my second coat, and then we'll be done. go. First layer completely done. Simple as that. Literally just wipe it on, do it in small sections and wipe it off. You'll kind of see it kind of rainbowy and kind of looks a little like you're wiping oil or something onto the actual paint, or in this case, carbon fiber. And then you simply just wipe it off right away. Just want to make sure that you go over your area a couple times just to make sure it's nice and flat and even, because you don't want to create high spots or low spots. What I usually do is I go in one section, I go vertical, then I'll go lateral, vertical, lateral, just to make sure I'm covering the area that I'm working in, and then, you know, making sure everything is flat and even, and I'm not going to create high spots or low spots or miss anything. So then usually when I'm done, I'll go around with the microfiber over here and wipe down the entire panel that I'm working on just to make sure I, you know, got everything off, because you don't want to let it dry because it looks a little funky if you, you know, miss a spot. So I'm going to wait the full 2 hours now, and then we're going to come back and do the second layer. I'm not sure if I'm going to record that basically because it's the exact same process, but I might throw a few little clips in just to, you know, show you guys that I'm actually doing it, and then we can wrap this up. But so far, it's coming out beautiful. Really happy with the process. We're going on to the second layer of Exos. So this will be the last and final layer before we're good. I'm taking the car out tomorrow, so I'm going to have a full 24 hours for it to cure. You know, it's supposed to be very dry and actually very warm this week. It's supposed to be in the 60s and 70s, which is fantastic. Really looking forward to that weather. So I'm really anticipating taking this car out. Let's go ahead. Let's finish this up. I'll try to get some shots tomorrow actually outside so we can see just how nice this thing looks. And so we can get out of the garage and show a little bit different view. So let's go ahead and finish up the second layer of Exo. All right, so second layer of Exo is completely done. We're all good. Everything just needs to cure and we'll be set for at least, I would say at least 2 years. Just, you know, where I keep the car, which is the garage. It doesn't get driven in, you know, bad weather and anything. So it's going to prolong the ceramic coat even more. So, you know, if you park a car outside and, you know, you're driving in all different types of weather and it sits in the sun all day long, the ceramic coating won't last as long. But it'll definitely last at least a year. Obviously, you have to maintain it by washing it and everything. You can't let the dirt sit on there for months and months. You obviously have to, you know, maintain it normally. Obviously, the more you take care of it and the more you maintain it, the longer it's going to last. That's kind of with anything in life. If you guys are interested in picking up some CSL and Exo, there will be a link below for you guys. So all you got to do is just click it, and you can purchase it there. It's around 120 bucks for the combo. I'll catch back up with you guys tomorrow outside with the final shots after everything is fully cured, and then we'll wrap up this video.